Nothing you can do about it.
Wait a minute.
Just like you said.
That's not what I had business.
I could score obvious.
How many of Silvio's men are still on my list? Rod looks a little worse for the wear. Fester tried to take me for a ride. That was his mistake.
Good. Keep it up. I expect you to rough up at least 3 of them.
That's not what I really believe.
How many? Rod look. Fester tried.
Good.
All that man is his strength. So don't tell me.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Easy as that.
That's not what I know how to hold a sword.
You don't have to tell me that.
That was quite obvious.
You don't have to tell me that.
I'm no better off myself.
Nobody ever asks me.
Where did you pick that up?
Just listen to him talk.
That's not what I change.
You already know what I think.
You should really have known better.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
That himself.
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
Better off myself.
What do you want from him?
And that's enough trouble as it is.
He and I go way back.
You're a pal of Lee's?
That's all
I don't
just
believe a
gossip
word.
days.
But go on in. If he doesn't recognize you, you'll know it. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else.
I could hardly know what Beliar himself was after him.
I never knew that himself.
Tell me that isn't true.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
Same old thing all over again.
I never knew that.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
I'd have gone about it differently.
Sure.
He got caught by the Paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with Paladins and Orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
That's not what I heard.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the Paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's 1 or 2 things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us. But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
People.
I used to say that.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, but most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I'm ready to join you.
Not before you've passed Tarloff's test.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor, but first, join us.
Will it ever change?
That's no secret.
Everything fine with you?
So, you want to join us then, hmm? Do you even have a decent weapon?
That doesn't
What weapons do you have to offer?
Only the best. Just take a look at them.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I used to say that myself.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Would you mind if I joined you?
Once you have passed the test, I shall vote for you.
How did you end up with the mercenaries?
I came with Silvio from the south. We belong to an army of mercenaries which fought against the orcs.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
What's your opinion of Silvio?
He's a dangerous fella, and many of the mercenaries who came with him this far listen to what he says. Better not pick a fight with him.
Same old thing all over again.
What's your opinion of Lee?
I think that the only thing Lee is really interested in is getting away from this island. He wants to go to the mainland. Seems to have a bone to pick with someone there. At any rate, he does a far better job than Silvio ever could. Moreover, he's a good leader. Most of the time, we can do whatever we want here.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
I agree with you completely.
I couldn't get one like this forever.
That doesn't surprise me.
Same old thing all over again.
That was quite obvious.
He never would have thought of that himself. That's all just gossip.
It was just like you said.
I agree with you completely. Do you really believe that?
I used to say that myself.
I wouldn't be so sure.
That would never change.
Same old thing all over again.
I'm better off myself. About it differently.
And there's more.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Who are you?
I am Onar's wife, Maria. What do you want here?
I have a golden plate here. Would this be yours?
Yes, that is it. Thanks a million.
So, what about my reward?
Do you want to hire on as a mercenary here on the farm?
Yes.
All right, if you work here, then I shall see to it that you're getting a decent pay. Come back when you've discussed your pay with my husband.
I just wanted to have a look around here.
With all these men on the farm now, there's no peace to be had inside the house. They just keep barging in here.
Do the mercenaries bother you?
Oh, well, at least the farm has been a lot safer since the mercenaries came. Back when we were still on our own, the militia came from town all the time to plunder our provisions. They dragged off the better part of the harvest, and they took some sheep, too. They did nothing for us in return. A few of those scoundrels even stole from us.
Tell me about Onar.
He's a good man, a little grumpy and very impatient, but we've all got our faults. I told my husband, "Why do you let the soldiers from the city treat you like that?" "Do something," I said. So he hired the mercenaries. Now I feel like I'm in the middle of a war. But then, we are at war, aren't we?
Has anything exciting happened here lately?
The paladins passed by here. At first we thought they were going to attack the farm, but they were headed for the Valley of Mines.
So, what about...
Do you want to...
Yeah.
All right, come back with...
Hey. What's new?
The troops from the city don't take away our livestock and harvest anymore. We're no longer playing that game. We're able to defend ourselves now.
That was quite obvious.
You hardly know what to believe these days. I'd have gone about it differently.
Can't go on like this forever.
He never would have thought that himself. I can't help it. That's been known a long time.
Don't even think about touching anything here. Otherwise, you'll get a couple upside the head. Got it?
What's your job?
Onar wants me to spend all day keeping an eye on his stuff. He's worried that something will go missing, and I would too in his place. Most of the mercenaries he's hired are former convicts from the penal colony. They'll walk off with everything that isn't nailed down if no one watches out.
There's a whole bunch of junk here.
That's right, and most of it is extremely valuable. Onar collects valuable objects. A simple man like me can hardly afford such luxury. I stick to other things.
And that would be...
I collect old coins.
I've got an old coin here.
Show me. Oh yeah? That won't bring much on the open market. I'll pay you a gold piece for it. Exactly as much as it used to be worth.
Not quite enough. What about 2?
Nothing doing. I'm not a loony. Beat it.
I've got an old coin here.
You know what I'm prepared to pay for it, you dog. 1 gold piece, no more.
Nah, I think I'll keep it then.
They don't have any value for you. You'll be back.
I've got an old coin here.
You know what I'm prepared to pay for it, you dog. 1 gold piece, no more.
It's a deal.
Good. If you have any more of those, you'll know where to find me.
Interested in some more old coins?
Sure. You still have any?
A few.
Thanks. Here's your money. Bring me all you can find.
Has anyone tried to steal anything yet?
A few. And I caught them all.
Has anyone tried to...
A few.
That's the truth.
Cause more trouble.
You listen to the wrong people.
Let's wait and see what happens.
He ran like Beliar.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
You tell what?
Will it ever change?
Nobody ever
Nothing
asked.
amazes me anymore.
That's the first I've heard of it.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Why haven't I heard about this?
He doesn't see that.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I couldn't get away with that. I've got
I'm
no
not
time for
touching
things
Nobody
like that.
will learn anything from me. Nothing amazes
been
me
there,
anymore.
done that.
Enough trouble as it is.
Nobody ever asked.
I used to say that myself.
That was obvious all
Couldn't
along.
get away with that.
I used to say that
Hard to
myself.
believe anymore.
That's all just...
You don't have to
I'd
tell me
gone
that.
about it differently.
What do you want this time?
It was just like you said.
True.
Methinks I'm gonna punch you in the face.
What?
That's exactly what you need right now.
I've been too nice to you so far, haven't
Listen
I?
to the wrong people.
Oh my god!
Parry that! Hurt!
Not bad at all.
You showed him who's boss.
Gold. Okay, that's mine for starters.
You don't have to tell me
Gone
that.
about it differently.
What do you want this time? What?
That's
He thinks it's a...
Put that weapon away!
Doesn't see that. I can't help him.
Put that damn weapon away already! And now
God,
for
a
the
fight.
fun part!
That's all just gossip.
Hang on!
Get back!
He doesn't see that. I can't help him.
Watch out!
Ouch!
They're
Hurt!
smashing each other.
Do you really believe that about it differently?
Finish
Show
him!
Show him!
Let that be a lesson to him! Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
You don't have to tell me
Gone
that.
about it differently.
There's more, believe me.
Just you smashing wait, each you other.
Parry
that.
yourself! Go ahead,
that
hit
hurt.
back!
Don't stop now!
Stop right Let him have it!
Let that be a lesson
Never
to
pick a
him!
fight with me again.
You don't have to tell me
Gone
that.
about it differently.
You don't have to tell me
Deserve that.
Hey,
What do you want?
You have to tell me
Gone
that.
about it differently.
methinks
What?
that's exactly.
I've been too nice.
Gone about it differently.
They're smashing each other's skulls.
Fight!
All that matters is strength.
Let him have
A fight?
it!
Fight! You didn't get that from me.
I never knew that.
That's the first I've heard of it.
I've got no time for things like that.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He never would have thought of that himself. Is it really true?
I'm staying past the tail.
Put away that weapon.
Put away that weapon! Will you put away that damn weapon?
Me anymore. Do you really believe that?
You asked for it.
Why get so worked up?
Hang
God, a
on.
fight.
That's been known all along. Is it really true?
You don't have to tell me
Gone
that.
about it differently.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
No
All
one
that
really wants
matters
to
is
hear
strength. So don't tell me that.
I've heard a thing or two.
About it differently. All that matters is
Things I
strength.
could tell you.
So don't tell me that.
I've got
Can't
no time
believe
for things
that.
like that.
Things I
With you
could tell you.
completely.
But he
Nobody
knew
wants to
that all
know.
along.
Completely.
What do you want this time?
Nothing amazes me anymore.
You don't have to tell me
Gone
that.
about it differently.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
That'll never
Hold a
change.
sword.
I've got no time for things like that.
That'll never
he really
change.
said that.
You had to happen sooner or later.
Just stay away from me with
wasn't
that
so
mad-
What do you want these?
Methinks I'm gonna punch you in the face.
What?
That
I've been.
They're smashing each other's skulls.
Fight!
Let that be a lesson to him.
You had to happen sooner or later. I couldn't get away with that.
Worked up.
That was obvious all along.
And that's the
first
truth.
I've heard of it.
What do you want these?
All that matters
Me,
is
What?
that's
I've been.
Don't tell me that.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
Don't tell me you
The
didn't know
things I
that.
could tell you.
Oh my God!
Not
You
bad.
showed him.
Gold. Okay, that's mine for starters.
That's been no
You can't rely
That's
on that.
really not my problem.
He ran like Beliar himself was after him.
No idea. You tell me.
I don't know as much anymore.
That's
I
not what
couldn't
I
care
heard.
less.
These days.
And that's the
Trouble as it is.
That's not what I heard.
I used to say that myself.
No one really wants to hear that.
You have to step in and sort things out.
Yeah.
Just you wait, you son of a bitch!
Alarm! Alarm!
That's the first I've heard of it.
Alarm!
Die, you murderer!
My own opinion about that.
You poor sucker. You don't even have any gold on you.
Why haven't I heard about
I
this
couldn't care
before?
less.
You mustn't
had to
believe
happen
everything
sooner or
you
later.
hear.
So don't tell me that.
It
That's
can't
no
go on
secret.
like this forever.
The things I could tell you.
Can't help him.
Nobody
have to
knew
listen.
that.
For me.
No idea. You tell me.
That will never change.
Completely. Don't tell me I didn't know that.
Why he gets so worked up?
Get your hands off it.
Do you really believe that?
That's totally
Keep your fingers to yourself from now on.
You mustn't believe everything.
Hey, you!
What do you want? What?
That's exactly what you need right now.
I've been.
Don't stop now!
That was obvious all along.
Let that be a lesson to him.
Gold. Okay, that's mine for starters.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Bad business.
Beliar himself was after him.
There was
He
no
knew
big
that
deal.
all along.
Who would have thought of that himself?
I couldn't care less.
I can't help it.
You didn't get that from me.
That's not what I do about it.
Tell me that isn't
I
true.
agree with you completely.
No idea. You tell me.
Nobody will learn anything from me. If he
It
doesn't
had
see
to happen
that,
sooner or later.
I can't help him.
Cut out this magic
Smart
crap
kid.
already.
He said that.
I don't want he ran like Beliar himself was after him.
Do I have to show you again who's boss?
Methinks I'm.
What?
I don't believe
That's-
this is
I've
gonna
been
change.
too nice.
Oh my god.
Let that be a lesson to him.
The bastard doesn't even have any gold on him.
It can't go on like this forever.
There's more,
He really
believe
said
me.
that. That was obvious all along.
No idea. You tell me.
I've got my own opinion.
That was obvious all along.
No idea.
Ran
You
like
tell me.
Beliar himself was after him. It can't go on like this
No
forever.
idea. You tell me.
He never would have thought of that himself.
That's no secret.
Why he gets so worked up? That's the first I've heard of it.
I'm staying out of it.
He really said that.
That's no secret.
You didn't get that from me.
If he doesn't see that,
Do I have to show you again?
nothing amazes me.
What?
That's exactly what you.
I've been.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
They're spent.
Let that be a lesson to him.
I couldn't care less.
The bastard doesn't even have any gold on him. I think I'll take your weapon for safekeeping.
You really didn't
He
deserve
thinks
that.
it's as easy as that.
You hardly know who to believe
Had to
these
happen
days.
sooner or later.
Of course we got him in the end.
He really should have known better.
He never would have thought of that himself.
That will never change.
It can't go on like this
I've
forever.
got no time for things like that.
I never knew that.
That's no secret.
Nobody ever asked for my
No
opinion.
idea. You tell me.
It's a bad business.
No one really wants to hear that.
It can't go
Do
on
I have
like
to-
this
That's
forever.
no secret.
Methinks.
What?
That's exactly.
I've
How to
been.
hold a sword.
You're smashing each other.
That hit the spot.
Nothing to be had there.
Nothing
don't have to
amazes
tell
me
me that.
anymore.
Nothing there.
He
trouble
really
as
should
it
have
is.
known better.
He doesn't
That's
even
no
know how to
secret.
hold a sword.
It was just like
Things
you
I can
said.
tell you.
We'll see about that.
Completely.
All right, you win. What do you want?
So worked up. Beliar himself was after him.
No idea. You
I've
tell
gone
me.
about it differently.
I'd like to become a mercenary here. Do you mind?
Do whatever you want.
He really should have known better.
Have fun.
I couldn't
I
care
hardly
less.
know what to believe anymore. That's the first I've heard of everything.
Hey! How many of Silvio's men are still on my list? Rod looks a little worse for the wear. Fester tried to take me for a ride. That was his mistake. I went to see Raoul.
And?
He was badly in need of a proper licking.
That's enough. That's enough. I'm impressed. If Lee asks me, I can vote for you without hesitation.
He doesn't even know nobody will learn anything from me.
It can't go on like this forever.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. I agree with you completely.
But he knew that all along in the end. We need to talk, you and I.
What do you want?
I think the best thing would be if you didn't show your face on the farm anymore. See to it that you're gone by tomorrow. We understand each other.
It's the first I've heard.
Better off myself.
I'm not going to leave here.
I guess we're gonna have to discuss this again.
He really said that.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Nobody will learn anything.
Well, at least you've got some gold on you.
Can't that's the first I've heard of it.
I agree with you completely.
I couldn't. Who wants to know?
Don't say can't
As
believe
if I
I
didn't
have
see that.
enough problems.
I can't help it. Don't tell me. I'm not telling you anything new.
this magic. Smashing each other.
Not bad at all.
Don't you ever dare attack me again.
He never would have thought of that himself. I'm not telling you anything new.
Do you really think?
Not even any gold.
It can't go on like this forever.
That's been known a long time.
That's the first I've heard of that.
It's been known like this forever. That's not my problem. Nothing amazes me so worked up.
Some problems solve themselves. No one can't rely on that.
You didn't get that from me. That's my problem.
What do you want from me?
I'm no better off myself.
I want to join the Mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
That's the first I've heard.
Can you help me improve my abilities?
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength properly. The same is true for dexterity and ranged weapons.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I want to improve my abilities.
That's been known a long time. I can't help him.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine, so here we go. There are two things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Of course we got him in the end.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test.
Forever.
But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
I'm not telling you anything new.
What are the rules for a duel?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their weapons before the first blow. You can't just go and belt one of the men without warning. There has to be some sort of spoken challenge, an insult, or another reason to fight. None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that, unless one of the two gets killed in the duel.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see. Wolf says he has nothing against you joining. Jarvis thinks you're on the right side. Cypher says that for him it was crystal clear that you'd get to join. Something seems to have made him really happy.
R himself was after him.
You seem to have convinced Rod that you're strong enough.
To believe these days.
Sentenza will vote for you.
Get that from me.
He says you were a very reasonable man. I don't need to say anything about Silvio and Bolko. Those two morons are against everyone. Buster says you're okay. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. Most of them are just waiting to see if you pass the test. At any rate, you won some fair duels already. You're far from done, kid. If you want us to accept you, you'll have to do something for it.
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for two reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
That was what I thought.
You just have to listen.
Let me collect the rent.
Good. Listen, the farmer Sekov hasn't paid his rent to Onar for weeks. Onar wants him to cough up 50 gold pieces. Any questions?
Where is Sekob's farm?
In the north of the valley. Looking from here, that's to the right at the big crossroads. If you have problems, the farmers in the fields will help you find your way around the area.
Beliar himself was after him.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
You don't have to
Hardly know what to believe. Himself was after him.
Let's wait and see what happens.
He really said that.
You'd have to have it sooner or later.
Nobody will learn anything, just gossip.
Enough trouble as it is.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
And that's the truth. I wouldn't be so sure.
You can't rely on that.
Anymore.
And there's more, believe me.
Hey!
So where are we headed then?
Are you the foreman here?
I'll give you one upside the head, you rascal. If you want to go ambling across my land, you'll pay me 5 gold coins, or you're in for a good thrashing.
Your land? Are you the farmer here?
You can bet on that. Why else would I make you pay me a toll? I don't mind if you go ask the others about me.
If I have no choice, here's your money.
Thank you, and have a nice day. You'll rep. Don't you ever dare attack me again.
What are you doing on my land? There's nothing here to steal. Clear off.
Isn't there a piece of land in this blasted country that doesn't belong to anyone?
Go to work. Then maybe someday you can call a piece of land your own. But until then, kindly loaf around somewhere else.
This land belongs to the big farmer. You're only the tenant here. Onar wants you to pay your rent at last. You're several weeks behind.
What? And he sent a villain like you? Not even you believe that. Get out of here before I forget myself.
Fork over the dough or I'll bash in your teeth.
You're not going after my purse, you criminal, not you.
Oh my God, a fight!
Ah! Ah!
We'll see about that. All right, you win. What do you want?
Where do you have the money?
Don't hit me again, please. I'll do whatever you say.
We'll pay your rent then.
But sir, I don't have anything. I'm just a poor wretch and half-starved. My last harvest dried up completely. I want to pay my rent, but I just don't have anything. Have pity.
Cut out that piffle. It rains here all the time, and your larders are full. Pay your rent now, or I'll kill you.
No, please, here, take the gold. I'll even add a bonus if you let me live.
See, that wasn't so hard.
I'm ruined.
Hey, you! The next time you'll pay on time, understand?
What did I do to deserve this?
Hey, you! Everything all right with you?
Well, it's so-so. My back hurts from all this hard labor. What are you doing here? I don't get visitors here all that often. Usually it's either some cutthroats from the mountains or those horrible malicious soldiers from the city. They've been raiding our farm rather frequently lately, but you don't look like you're one of them, or are you?
Hey, you! Well, kiddo?
That's no way for a farmhand to talk to me. Just how often do I have to remind you?
I'm not a field hand.
And what do you want here? We have nothing, so you can just leave right now.
Has anyone blown your nose for you today?
Leave me alone, you idiot.
Has anyone blown your nose for?
Leave me alone.
Is that how you always treat your field workers?
Of course, they need that. Whoever doesn't toe the line here gets thrashed. That's the way it goes.
There's this guy who demands a toll from every passerby, claiming he's the farmer.
Yes, I know. That's Bronco. He does whatever he wants. Not that I haven't pounded it into him 1,000 times that he should finally get back to work.
But?
He just doesn't do it. My father's quite annoyed with me that I still haven't managed to persuade him to go back to work.
Maybe I can help you.
Do you mean that? Okay, listen. If you can get Bronco to go back to work, I'll pay you, shall we say, 10 gold pieces? What do you say?
No problem, but I want more money.
All right, 20 gold pieces then.
I want more.
30?
I want more.
Maybe 50?
I want more.
All right. 70?
I want more.
Okay, okay. I'll give you 100 gold coins, but that's all I have.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
But hurry up about it.
You, the farmer? Don't make me laugh. You're nobody, really.
What? Want me to smash your face in?
Sekub is the farmer here, and you're nothing but a small-time crook who's trying to wangle money out of people's pockets.
Says who?
Says me. Sekub wants you to go back to work instead of loafing around here.
So what? What are you gonna do now?
Well, let's see what you got.
I hoped you'd say that. Well, at least you've got some gold on you. I think I'll take your weapon.
Hey! Hey, you!
What? I hoped you'd say that. Don't you try that again.
So, still got that big mouth?
Don't beat me, please! I'll even go back to work, okay?
Hey! Bronco's back at work.
Really? That's terrific.
Yeah, and now I want my cash.
Unfortunately, I don't have that much money, but I'm very grateful for your help.
Hey, you! So what do you do when you're not busy playing ruler of the farm?
Stand guard. The filthy militiamen from the city are coming onto our land more and more often and stealing everything they can get their hands on. Only last week the bastards were here, and they took some of our sheep. If I could get my hands on one of them, I'd make short work of him.
But of course. Why don't the mercenaries help you against the militia?
Before they even turn up, I've already driven them off.
You miserable little...
Just go away. Never pick a fight with me again.
Hey, you! Hello, beautiful maid.
Stop trying to sweet-talk me, boy. And tell me what you want. I'm busy.
How's the field work coming?
Look at these huge fields we have to work. And you know how we're doing. Are you looking for farm work?
Maybe.
In that case, you should go and see our farmer Sekov, the old slave driver. Maybe he's got something for you. Of course. You could also try Onar's farm at the end of the long road. But beware of the mercenaries. They don't take to strangers.
Say, the nasty fellow over there.
That's Bronco. What about him?
Is that your farmer?
Is that what he told you? Sekov is our farmer. Bronco is nothing but a layabout and a good-for-nothing, but strong as an ox. That's why nobody says anything when he doesn't work. The only people who could get him to work are the mercenaries. He's afraid of them.
And apart from that?
I'm busy.
Since the barrier around the penal colony disappeared, we've had constant trouble with the bandits.
How's it going?
You're not one of us, huh? I'd get out of here if I were you.
Why?
This wasn't a paradise before, but at least we were left in peace as long as we did our work for Sekov. But lately it's become unbearable. Bandits are everywhere, field raiders destroy the entire harvest, and the landowner is getting to be pretty brutal.
Are you afraid of the landowner then?
You bet. If the landowner doesn't like people's faces, he sends his mercenaries after him, and that's the last you see of them. So we prefer to keep our mouths closed.
Shouldn't the mercenaries...
I don't know what the
How do you
We don't.
Keep your chin.
That's not so easy.
How are things?
Ah, a new face here on the farm. Has the old skinflint finally granted me an apprentice?
I'm not an apprentice.
Oh, I see. I'm not as young as I used to be, you know, and I've been waiting for a replacement for years. You aren't here because the neighbors are annoyed, are you?
What's the work you do here?
Oh, I guard the sheep, and I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. The animals are very loyal and very smart, you see. If you treat them well, they'll follow you for a lifetime.
Have you seen any bandits passing through here?
I certainly have. They passed along the edge of the field near Sekob's farm and entered the forest to the north. They were carrying loads of weapons. They looked like they were all set to win the war against the orcs. Well, I'm just glad they stayed away from our farm.
What's the trouble with your neighbors?
The grass on this side of the big field is always so stunted and dry, so I mostly go to the big pastures of the other farmers. Ooh, the landowner doesn't mind, but Bengar, the farmer on the high pastures, always makes a big deal out of it when I take the animals up there. He says Sekob should pay if I take his animals onto Bengar's pasture, but Sekob won't spend a measly coin for that, so I can't go up onto the plateau anymore.
Where can I find the high pastures in Bengar's farm?
Follow this path and cross the big crossroad. If you stick to the right, you'll see a big outcropping of rock. Behind that, to the right, are the high pastures and the pass.
Maybe I should talk to Bengar.
You do that for me? What will you tell him? I mean, I don't want any trouble, you hear?
We'll see about that. Everything else all right?
Oh, I can't complain. Thanks for asking.
Tell me that isn't true.
Hold a sword. All that matters is strength. So don't tell me that. I'm no better off myself.
I collected the rent from Sekob.
And? Did he pay willingly?
I had to convince him first.
Well done, you passed your test. That'll convince a lot of the mercenaries that you have what it takes.
Really not my problem.
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see. Wolf says he has nothing against Sentenza. I don't need to say anything. Buster says you're the rest of them. You're convinced most, although a lot of them say that you have my vote in any case. And you won some fair duels. A lot of mercenaries respect that. Most of the mercenaries are for you. As far as we're concerned, you can start with us at any time. Go to Lee. He'll explain everything else to you.
You just have to listen.
That was obvious all along. He never would have thought of that himself.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Will it ever change?
Wait a minute. I'm ready to join you.
Then you've passed Tarloff's test?
Yes.
That's good. What did the other mercenaries say?
Most of them are on my side.
Good. Then go see Onar now. I've already talked with him. But you'll have to negotiate your pay yourself.
Who let you in here? What are you doing here on my farm?
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any of your business. You don't belong on the farm.
Lee sent me. I want to work here as a mercenary.
He's already talked to me. He's the one responsible for you, so suit yourself. But no fooling around here. Leave the farmers and the maids alone, and, above all, don't nab anything, capiche? For everything else, talk to Lee. All we need to discuss now is your pay.
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any of your...
So how about my pay?
Well, let's see. Let me think. 50 gold pieces. What do you say?
Well, that's not a whole lot.
Of course, you're welcome to work for me for free instead. Anyway, this is all you'll get.
Hey, you!
Who let you in? What are you doing? But forever, all we... Well, let me think. 50 gold. What do you say?
Per day?
What do you think? Per week? You're really none too bright. So move your butt over here and come get your money. I'm not going to carry it after you.
Well, that's not a whole lot.
Of course, you're welcome to work for me for free instead. Anyway, this is all you'll get.
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any...
You...
Now listen up. I inherited this, and he inherited it. I'm not going to allow that greedy imbecile of a king to make off with all that just in order to feed his useless armies. The war with the orcs has been going on forever. And where do we stand? On the edge of defeat. No, I prefer to defend my farm myself. The money that I save this way can pay for my own army.
I want to buy a sheep.
What are you doing here then? See a sheep anywhere?
If
you want to buy a sheep, go out to the pasture. It's to the right of my house. Have Pepe sell you one.
That anymore. Completely.
You should really have known better.
That's not what That's really not my problem.
Same old thing all over again.
Nobody listens to anything but me these days.
I've got my own opinion about that. Himself was after him.
He never would have thought of that himself.
How's it going?
The militia has bullied us long enough. Now that the mercenaries are on our side, they won't dare to just show up here anymore. The king may think he can get away with anything, but we're not going to take it anymore.
In town, they're talking about a peasants' revolt.
Nonsense. We aren't doing anything except defending what we've worked hard for. It's certainly true that the war is being fought on the backs of the peasants, but Onar is no longer prepared to just stand by and watch while the king bleeds us dry.
How's it going?
The militia has bullied the king.
Can I rest somewhere around here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go Onar makes sure that they leave us farmers alone.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I don't believe this is
myself.
You don't have to tell me that.
Is it really true?
Damn it! What's up?
Will never change.
There's nothing you can do about it.
That was no big deal.
But tell me that isn't true.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
get that
no
from
time
me.
for things like that.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
What's the matter?
Hey!
What's the matter?
Hey, you!
What's up?
Damn it. What's up?
That's the first I've heard of it. I've got no time for things like that.
It can't go on like this forever. About it differently. That's not what I heard.
That was no big deal. Can't rely on that.
Hey!
And? Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
Do you really think?
That's no secret.
I'm not telling you anything new.
That was no big deal. I've got no time for things like that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
He should have known better.
It's a bad business.
Things I could tell you. Same old thing all over again. I don't know why he gets so worked up.
That's nothing new.
Do you really believe that?
You don't have to tell me that. I've got my own opinion about that. He thinks it's as easy as that. Don't say you didn't know.
Nothing's ever going to change. That's exactly what
Damn it.
I've got no time for things like that. That was quite obvious.
Those are all just...
Show me your wares.
What can I offer you?
He thinks it's as easy as that. That's the first I've heard of it.
Is any...
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer. So now.
You can't rely on that. It was just like you said.
Yeah, he really said that.
I've heard a thing or two.
He listened to the wrong people.
Damn it, what's up?
Don't say you didn't know that. Things I could tell you.
Hey,
Do you really believe that?
I'm ready to join you.
Have you seen Onar?
He didn't get
He
that from
agrees.
me.
Welcome aboard. Here, take some decent armor first. I'm glad to have you with us.
Where did you
I
pick
already
that up
have
then?
your first assignment. It has to do with the Paladins.
not what
It's
I
time you went to see them. You wanted to go there anyway.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
And how can I get to the Paladins now?
Very simple. You'll take our peace offering to them.
Really
I
didn't
know
deserve
Lord
that.
Hagen, the commander of the Paladins, from my time in the Royal Army. I know how he thinks. He doesn't have enough men.
Where did you
He'll
pick that
accept
up,
the
then?
offer. At least he'll listen to you. I've written a letter. Here.
I agree with you
In any case,
completely.
that should get you admitted to see the leader of the
That's
Paladins.
the first I've heard of it. No one really wants to hear that.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Welcome to the Mercenaries, kid.
Mustn't believe
Thanks.
everything you
As
hear.
soon as I have something for you to do, I'll let you know.
Will it ever change?
It was just like you said.
Will it ever change?
Hey, you!
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I already thought as much.
Will it ever change?
That was quite obvious.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Do you really believe that?
Hey,
I've
you!
heard a thing or two.
Teach me how to fight.
I don't waste my time with beginners. As long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong place here.
I never knew that.
But he knew that all along. You don't have to tell me that.
I'm no better off myself.
Of course we got him in the end. No one really wants to hear that.
No Nobody will learn anything from me. The wrong people.
He ran like Beliar himself was after him.
If he doesn't see that, I can't hardly know who to believe these days.
It can't go on like this
I couldn't
forever.
get away with that.
If he doesn't see that, nothing amazes me anymore.
I've heard a thing or two.
That will never change.
That's all just gossip.
You have to step in and sort things out.
Been there, done that.
I could have told you that before. I don't want to hear that anymore.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Will you look at that?
What do you want?
Don't think that I respect you now, just because you're one of us. I'll tell you something. No matter what you're wearing, I can see right through you. To me, you're just a greasy little idler, nothing more.
You don't have to ask me that. That's nothing.
What's your problem?
I know people of your sort. All talk, no guts. I detest somebody who dresses up all important and brags about his heroic deeds. Just yesterday, I slugged one of the boys here in the mouth because he claimed he could bring down a black troll with one hand tied behind his back.
So what?
What's that supposed to mean? So what? Have you ever seen a black troll, Big Mount? Do you have any idea how big those monsters are, man? If you just get one step too close to them, they'll tear you to pieces.
You have to feel sorry. I wouldn't have done that.
He never would have thought of
Black troll, no problem.
You're asking for it, huh? I ought to rip your head off. But I've got a better idea. If you're such a great fighter, then prove it.
What's in it for me?
Stupid question. Your honor and your jaw in one piece?
That's not a whole lot, is it?
Shall we say, I'll pay you a ton of money if you bring me the hide of a black troll. How's that sound?
Better.
Then what are you waiting for?
He never would have thought of that himself.
You can't rely on that.
That's not what I heard.
Everything else all right?
Don't babble so much. Go and get me that black troll hide.
These days.
I couldn't care less.
I'm not telling you anything.
That's no secret.
I don't want to hear that. That's exactly what I
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Hey! Can you...
I might.
That was obvious all along.
Well, there you are, finally.
No time for things like
I've
that.
been waiting for you.
What happened?
The drinking contest is finally over.
Who won?
This time, Randolph has won.
I could tell you.
Rookar must have been having a bad day.
Nobody
So,
will learn
well,
anything from me.
I hope that was the last time. I don't want that kind of to-do in my house ever again. Remember that.
Do you really believe that?
Wait a minute. Hangover?
No, I feel fine, really. It finally worked this time. Thanks again for your money. Here, take it back.
No secret.
Looks like Rukar won't be getting up anytime soon.
Known a long time.
You just have to listen.
That's not what
You seem to have bitten off more than you can chew.
Here's your money, and not one word more.
Don't tell me
You seem to have bitten off more.
I'll get even with
The things I could tell you.
Did anything?
Not that I know of.
That was obvious all along.
Can't rely on that.
I'd have gone about it differently.
That was no big deal.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's what I've always said.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
That's not what I heard.
I'm not telling you anything new.
These are bad times. He'd better shut up.
I know the dealer who's been selling weapons to the bandits. His name is Fernando.
Very good. Has Martin taken the necessary steps to stop him from delivering any more?
Not yet.
Then make haste and report to him at once. It must be stopped right now.
About those missing people.
Yes?
Let me tell you what I know.
What have you found?
Nothing important. I want to.
That's been known a long time.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
It's a bad business. I've enough trouble as it is.
I'm staying out of it.
He would have never thought of that himself.
Nobody wants to know.
I used to say that myself.
I'm not telling you anything new.
That's the first I've heard of it.
You don't have to tell me that.
Halt! Only men who are in service to the king may enter the town hall.
I used to say that myself.
Let me through. I bear a message from the mercenaries.
All right, but I'm warning you. If you cause any trouble here, you won't have time to regret it.
I know who to believe these days.
Things I can tell you.
I need to talk to Lord Hagen.
He's in the Great Hall, straight through there. Whatever it is you want from him, keep it short. He's a busy man.
What does it mean to be a paladin?
A paladin is a warrior of Innos. He lives in order to serve him and fights in order to do him honor. In return, the gift of magic is bestowed upon us. The magic of runes, which we are granted as recognition for our deeds.
Can you teach me something?
I only instruct paladins. Smart kid.
What's your business here? If you want something, make an appointment.
Who are you?
I am Larius, the local governor. Even if it may not seem so at the moment, I am the most powerful man in this city.
So you're in charge here?
At the moment, my hands are tied. That Lord Hagen is in command here, for as long as he's in the city at any rate.
How's it going?
What business is it of yours? As long as the paladins are in the city, Lord Hagen takes care of all the affairs that concern the city.
I didn't mean to intrude.
You have failed utterly at that, so go away.
Hey, you!
I have already heard of you. Lothar has reported that you wish to speak with me. You are the stranger who has demanded the Eye of Innos. I am Lord Hagen, Paladin of the King, warrior of our Lord Innos, and Commander-in-Chief of Corinus. I have much to do, so do not waste my time. Tell me, rather, why you are here.
What do you know about the Eye of Innos?
It is a divine artifact. In the old prophecies, it is mentioned in connection with dragons. However, the scriptures also say that only a chosen of Innos can wear it.
I bring an offer of peace from the Mercenaries.
Show me. I know General Lee. I also know the circumstances under which he was condemned to forced labor in the colony. I consider him to be an honorable man. I am prepared to grant him absolution, only to him. This does not apply to his men, however. Most of them are dishonorable cutthroats and have earned their punishment. I shall certainly not offer them absolution. Report that to him. Was that all?
The hosts of evil are gathering very close to here, in the Valley of Mines.
In the Valley of Mines? We have dispatched an expedition there. We are also aware of reports that say the pass there is occupied by orcs. But thus far, no news has reached me of an army of evil. Is this merely a trick to make me believe that it is necessary to form an alliance with the Mercenaries?
No.
What army is that supposed to be?
An army of dragons who have gathered hosts of their minions around them.
Dragons? According to the old scriptures, it is many centuries since dragons were last sighted. Tell me, why should I believe a word you say?
But the question isn't whether you can believe me. The question is whether you can afford not to believe me when I tell the truth.
As long as I have no proof, I cannot afford to send even more men there.
Why have you come to Corinus?
We are on an important mission for the kingdom. Our orders come directly from King Robar. I told you that we have sent an expedition to the Valley of Mines. That is the reason for our presence.
What are your men doing in the Valley of Mines?
I see no reason to reveal that to you.
So you want me to bring you proof?
Precisely. Cross the pass and go to the Valley of Mines. Once there, seek out the expedition, and when you have found them, speak to Commander Garond. If anyone knows the situation there, he will. If he confirms your words, then I am prepared to help you.
Does that mean you'll hand over the Eye of Innos to me?
The Eye of Innos? Good. Bring me proof, then I shall see to it that you are permitted to wear the amulet.
Then can I say I've got your word on this matter?
You can, for you have it.
How am I supposed to get across the pass?
I shall give you the key to the gate to the pass. However, you will have to find your own way through the ranks of the orcs. May Innos protect you.
Can you?
I only.
I couldn't care less.
Justice will prevail in the end.
I've got no time for things like that.
That's not what I heard.
'Cause I did. I was with you. 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 'Cause I did. I was with
agree with you completely.
That will never change.
Hey, you!
Someone's gotta pay for that.
I went to see Lord Hagen.
And?
Done that.
You didn't bother him with your dragon tales, did you?
Yes, I did.
Tell me this isn't true.
He sent me to get him some proof.
Well then, good luck.
If he doesn't see
What
it,
a
I can't
lunatic.
help him.
Hey!
Believe me.
I never knew that.
And there's more. Believe me.
And Enos.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Can't keep anything to himself.
Can't rely on that.
Hey, you! Show me your wares.
Someone's gotta do the work.
And he works all day, too.
He can't keep anything to himself.
You don't say.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Yes, for my current assignment, I need the claws of a snapper. But not just any old claws. It would have to be something special. The claws of a mighty beast who has killed many men already, or something like that.
Where can I find snappers?
There are a few of them on this island, but most of them live in the Valley of Mines.
And what's in it for me?
I could get you a ring of invincibility.
I'll see what I can do.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
You don't say.
Really,
How are things?
At the moment, everything is quiet.
He can't keep anything.
You didn't get that from me.
Really, how
I've got
interesting.
no time for things like that.
That's the first I've heard of it.
That's terrible.
Couldn't get away with that.
Don't say.
You have no business. Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look. Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
Show me your wares.
Take that up then.
Go away, don't tell me that.
Really? How interesting.
Just like you said.
These are bad times.
Sooner or later.
Go away, don't tell me
You wait and see.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. Go away,
It
don't tell
can't
me
go on like this forever.
he can't keep anything to himself.
He had better
Heard a thing or two.
You don't say.
Get away with that.
And he works all
Got
day,
my
too.
own opinion about that.
Someone's got to do the work.
Change.
Sh-
And it's going to
There,
get
done that.
worse.
That's what I've always
Got my own opinion about that.
That's not what my husband thinks.
If I hadn't seen it with my
You
own
wait and see.
You don't say.
No big deal.
if I hadn't seen it with my own
I
eyes,
get so worked up.
That's what I've
No
always
one
said.
really wants to hear that.
who says things like
Hardly
that?
know what to believe anymore.
I won't tell her a thing from now
Sooner
on.
or later.
If I hadn't seen it with my
That
own
all
eyes,
along.
Who says things like that?
honestly, I witnessed it myself.
These are bad times.
That's terrible.
Someone's got to do the work.
He simply talks too much.
Go away, don't tell me that.
Someone's gotta do the work.
Someone's got to do the work.
Really? How interesting.
You don't say.
That's an open secret.
He simply talks too much.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
But that's terrible. Someone's gotta do the work.
Someone's got to do the work.
Don't tell this to anyone.
You don't say.
Everybody knows by now.
That's not what I heard.
That's not what my husband thinks.
But that's terrible.
These are bad times.
Who says things like that?
You don't say.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Don't tell this to anyone.
If I hadn't
Hey,
seen
you!
my own eyes.
How are things?
At the moment, everything is quiet.
He can't keep anything to himself. Everybody knows by now.
These are bad times.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Someone's gonna do the work.
That's terrible.
As if I didn't have enough brains. You pick that up then. I could have told you that before.
If he doesn't see
I could have told you that before. Don't say you didn't know that. Like it so
That was obvious all along.
You don't have to tell me that. Nobody wants to know.
He listened to the wrong.
I can't believe it.
Steel's unfair punishment.
About the weapons dealer?
Show me what you have.
I found this rapier with the bandits. The letter F is carved on the pommel. Besides that, Fernando, the old trader from the upper quarter, has admitted having done business with the bandits.
And? What else?
That's all.
It's nice that he admits it, but unfortunately, without solid evidence, I can't do any more. I don't want to look ridiculous in front of Lord Hagen. You'll have to get me more.
I don't believe this is going to change.
Only in us decides what you like.
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
That's no secret. The things I could tell you.
He listened to the wrong
I have my
people.
own opinion about that.
I couldn't get away with that.
These are bad times.
Those are all just rumors.
You should really have known better.
I already thought as much. Some problems solve themselves.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Everybody knows by now.
That was obvious all
That's
along.
not what I heard.
No idea. You tell
I
me.
don't believe you.
What do you want here?
Yeah,
See?
get away
that
from
wasn't
me.
so hard.
Everybody knows by now.
Been there, done that.
What do you want here? Go.
Get out of here!
That was obvious all along.
Yeah,
See?
get away
that
from
wasn't
me.
so hard.
You don't have to tell me that.
Someone's got to do the work.
Self. It's a bad business.
That's not what my husband thinks.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Works all day, too.
I used to say that myself. Feels unfair punishment.
Justice will prevail in the end.
You can't rely on
No one really wants to hear that.
I agree with you completely.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Nope.
That's no secret.
I never knew that.
Been there, done that.
Nothing I made.